Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of the Ultimate Guide for Scum in 2024. And today we are going to be covering the character build menu, which is probably the most important part of your journey in Scum. But yeah, right at the top, we've got our name. Okay, so you can just type in whatever name you want in there. And then right here, we've got attributes, which you can set from 1 to 5. Okay, so all the attributes has got a range from 1 to 5, and you can set it to whatever you want to set it to. Okay, I'm going to set it to 3 because for the simple fact that when you go to your skills, an attribute strength of 3 on all 4 your attributes enables you to use 1,110,000 skill points right from the start. And that is a major advantage. But of course, you can change your character just like you want. But because I'm going to go for the perfect build on an official, on official settings, this is what we're going to do. So to create the character, I'm not going to put a lot of time into it. I'm going to give him body here. I'm going to put his PP size at 5. Okay. And then I'm just going to go to my favorite character. I've got all the DLCs. Okay. So I'm going to go to this character. I'm going to give him this beard. I'm going to go light brown hair. I'm going to go light brown eyes because that's the closest to me. And that's it. And now we get to the attributes, which is really where the important things begin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the skill selection part of the character build menu. And of course, at the top, we've got our 4 attributes, which is strength, constitution, dexterity, and intelligence that influence different things regarding our character. If you want to know what an attribute means, I'm going to pop it on the screen for you now. According to the dictionary, an attribute is a quality or feature regarded as a characteristic or inherent part of someone. Okay? So, for instance, flexibility and mobility are key attributes of Britain's army. Okay? So it's an attribute. So strength, constitution, dexterity, intelligence is an attribute of your character. Then when we go to skills, which we are going to choose now because we've already chosen the points on our attributes, a skill is the ability to do something well. Okay? And what you guys might not realize is that the attributes complement the skills very, very nicely. Like if you have H strength, then the skill in your strength attribute gives you a major advantage. Like with H strength and advanced brawling, you will be able to knock out any puppet within like 2 shots. With H strength and advanced rifles, you will almost have 0 recoil. Okay, with H strength and advanced melee, you will be killing anything extremely fast. Okay. Handgun zeros, with handgun 0 recoil. With archery, you can set a compound bow to the max, okay, and you're gonna have no problem keeping a bow pulled back or just having complete control over the character. Just like that, the constitution attributes your running and your endurance and also your resistances, but it just doesn't say that, okay, because you usually have to hover over something to see what it does. So if we go back and we hover over the constitution, then it will tell you what the constitution does. Okay, and that's why I say it does affect your resistances, because it says there influences health points, stamina, damage and status, which is shock, poison, etc. Resistances, immune system, calorie and water consumption, efficiency. Okay, so although we don't have the resistance skill yet, it definitely does affect your resistances. So just understand that your attributes do complement your skills directly. Whatever you decide to choose is up to you, okay? But I'm going to go for the perfect build for my journey, and I'm a purist. I'm a survival player. I never cheese. I never exploit. Okay, so I don't try and do anything I can to get to the solution. I try and immerse myself as much as possible. I try and enjoy myself as much as possible, and learning is the biggest part of me having fun. Okay, so what I'm going to choose, the two biggest things that I use in the beginning of the game is melee weapons and bows. But melee weapons takes quite a while to level up, so I'm going to start at advanced, just so that my close quarters combat is very, very good. And then I'm going to take my time leveling up my archery, which will be quite easy. And then later in the game, I'll naturally level up rifles and handguns. You can go with advanced brawling, you know, if you want to become the ultimate character one day. But if you want to be effective right from the start, I'd rather start with advanced melee and level up archery. Then when it comes to your constitution skills, running wins by a mile, because running just helps you use less stamina, and it increases your running and your jogging speed, and it makes it so that you use less stamina when you run and when you jog, where your endurance skill basically just influences the stamina recovery rate, and then how much water and energy you consume, or the consumption rates of it. Okay, but to make it simple for you guys, running wins by a mile. Then at the dexterity skill tree, we can level up stealth if we actively crouch walk or crawl, or I won't say crawl. If we actively crouch walk whenever we are in danger, we will be leveling up our stealth skill over time. We can level up our thievery skill as well, but the thievery skill takes skill and screwdrivers to level up, where the stealth skill just requires an action to level up. So we're always going to go with advanced thievery, because that has a massive effect on the game, and we're going to actively level up the stealth by crouch walking as much as we can, okay, until we're at least at medium stealth. After medium, you know, you can decide what you want to do. But like, if I'm going from medium to advanced, I'd rather wait till I first have 5 intelligence, and I can drink some modules that I get from razors in abandoned bunkers to speed this up a little bit. And then guys, at the intelligence tree, everything in the intelligence tree you can level up quite fast, okay, like seriously fast. And again, if skills is important, a lot of people start with 5 intelligence because they want to level up faster, but what they don't realize is they're losing skill points. Because to get to a basic skill, okay, to get to a basic skill, like I've got 6 intelligence. Now, to get to a basic skill, that is 10,000 skill points. Then to get to medium is 100,000 skill points. And then to get to advanced is 1,000,000 skill points. So that's giving you 1,110,000 skill points right from the start. Where if you take 5 intelligence, then you're going to have to make something else lower you. You're going to have to lower something below 3, which doesn't enable you to go to advanced at the start, which makes you lose quite a lot of skill points. So you're actually working backwards, because you're like, I'm going to start with 1.5 constitution, or 1.5 dexterity, or 1 dexterity, and start with 5 intelligence so that I can level up faster. But in doing that, you're losing 1,000,000 skill points already in one of your skills. There are 2 arguments to it, but I just want you to understand that this is currently the best build that I've learned up to 0.95. Okay, but like I say, what you do is completely up to you. But at this current moment, if you want to invest yourself in Scum and you are willing to level up skills in game, these skills are by far the worst. Actually, brawling beats melee weapons. Okay, so actually, if you want to pick the worst skill to level up, then you're probably picking brawling, but I mean, that's the most effective skill. And this is the worst skill to level up because you're going to drive cars and stuff like that. You're not going to be running forever, okay? But you are going to be building a base. You are going to be putting pressure on your character, running with weight on you, which is going to level up your endurance. And of course, this is the worst, and this is the worst in game. So let's move on. Okay, here we go. Day one on a vanilla server with with other enemies, with vanilla settings, ready for bug reports, always going to be recording, always going to have my instant replay on. So I'm opening up the map. I see I'm here. There's a cargo drop already. What I want to do now is I'm just going to mute. I want to mute the server, okay? So that people don't see who's in chat and whatever the case may be. I'm just going to focusing on the gameplay, and yeah, I think I'm going to drop right down here. Going to press F to open my parachute. Going to come here into the forest. Okay, just holding tab, see what the time is. It's at night, okay, and I'm going to make sure that we play during the day most of the time, okay. So I'm not going to be crafting anything. I'm just going to basically go more into the forest. Okay. Just going to be heading into the forest over here to where there's like a bush and a rock and stuff like that. And yeah, this is where we're going to start in part 3. I'm going to go press tab. I'm going to right click on my bank card to destroy it. You never want to carry a bank card on you unless it's like a gold card. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any questions down below, please leave it in the comments. And in part 3, we're going to be covering how to start effectively and how to get used to it. Because one thing that you can take to the bank is that you are going to die in Scum. So in part 3, I'm going to show you how to get back onto your feet, like get yourself geared, how to start with. And although you might think it's a waste of time every time you die, it will be the difference between having a easier experience rather than a harder one, because patience is by far the biggest aspect in Scum that you have to focus on, okay? And we'll cover other aspects of the game, like your health, your stamina, your food, your hunger and metabolism and things like that, okay? But I am going to explain it to you as if you've been playing the game. So we're not going to go through every single detail, but this is going to be a very powerful guide to show you guys how to play the game as effectively as possible due to what I've learned. If you like the video, click the like button. And if you want to learn everything about Scum, click the subscribe button. See you guys next time. Cheers.